Good morning everyone. I am Rina Misra from Brajlal Government High School, Majapada. Welcome you all to live English virtual class Sundargarh. So, dear students, in our previous class, we had learned a lesson that is at the high school. The first part of at the high school already we have discussed. So, I am here with second part of the same chapter. At the high school, written by Mahatma Gandhi. It is an extract from his autobiography, My Experiment with Truth. So before proceeding towards the second paragraph, second part, let's discuss what we have done in previous class. So let's go to smartboard. Dear children, try to recall what we had already learned in the previous class. In the first paragraph, we had learned about Gandhiji's studies. What were those? He was not regarded as a fool in his school days. He enjoyed the affection of his teachers. The certificate of progress and character was sent to the parents every year, and in his school career, he had never earned a bad certificate. Next point, he had won many prizes in first and second standard, and also he had obtained scholarship of rupees 4 and 5 and 6 in 6th standard, and for obtaining the scholarship or for the winning of prizes, he had thanked his good luck more than his merit. तांको दक्षता अपेक्षा तांको good luck को धन्यवाद देइछंती. And the next paragraph was about Dorabji Idulji Jimmy, who was the headmaster, and what type of person he was? He was a man of discipline and strict person. Means he was a disciplinarian, and he was popular among the boys, and he was also a man of method and a good person. He was a systematic person. Man of method means he was doing his work in a systematic way. And what was the most important thing? He made gymnastics and cricket compulsory for the upper class boys. So it was all about the headmaster. We have already learned this. And next paragraph was about recollection of Gandhiji. What did Gandhiji recollect about his school days? First one is, he had no high regard for his ability. Means he had no faith in his ability. तांको दक्षता उपरे तांको विश्वास नथिला. So he was surprised to win prizes and scholarship, and most important thing, he very jealously guarded his character. तांको चरित्र उपरे से तांको बेसी ध्यान थिला. And least little blame is due tears from his eyes. Tears roll down from his eye if anyone blame him. And also any rebuke was unbearable for him. If anyone scold him, then it was unbearable for him. के तांको जदि केतेबेला गाली दउथला तांको की जोर रे पार्टी करी कहउथला किछि, it was unbearable for him. And he also once he had got corporal punishment, physical punishment मध्य से पाई थिले तांको टीचर रु first year second standard रे. Next paragraph was about Gandhiji and gymnastic class. So what did you learn? That Gandhiji and what did you learn about Gandhiji and gymnastic class? That Gandhiji had a wrong notion. What was the wrong notion? That gymnastics had nothing to do with education. तांकर गोटे भूल धारणा थिला, gymnastics had nothing to do with education. Education सहित तांकर किछि संपर्क नाही. Next, one Saturday he was absent in gymnastic class because the cloud deceived him. One Saturday it was morning class and he had to attend the gymnastic class at 4 p.m. So as it was a cloudy day, the cloud deceived him and he had no watch, and he was absent in gymnastic classes. He could not attend the gymnastic class. And Mr. Jimmy found him absent and he ordered him to pay a fine of 1 or 2 anna. ताकू गोटे का 2 anna ताकू fine पड़ जाइथिला. And he did not believe him. The Gandhiji told the truth, but Dorabji Idulji Jimmy, the headmaster, he did not believe him, and he asked him to pay a fine. Then when his father, then His father wrote himself to the headmaster for exemption from the exercise. One day, his father himself wrote to the headmaster that Gandhiji had to serve his father, so he could not attend the gymnastics class, and from that day, Gandhiji was exempted from exercise. So it was all about the previous class. Next, we will discuss about the further paragraphs. Paragraph number 5. Look at your book also. I am reading here. Look at your book carefully, line by line. But though I was known the worse for having neglected exercise, I am still paying the penalty of another neglect. I do not know whence I got the notion that good handwriting was not a necessary part of education, but I retained it until I went to England. When later, especially in South Africa, I saw the beautiful handwriting of lawyers and young men born and educated in South Africa, I was ashamed of myself and repented of my neglect. So look at the first line. There are some words. Penalty. What do you mean by penalty? The act of punishment. If you break any law, kichi ame niyama bhanga karuchu, and we get punishment, that is called penalty. Retain. Retain means continue. Continue to have an idea or continue to have or possess something. Retain. Repent. Anutap kariba. Paschatap kariba. Regret kariba. So the first line is, but though I was known the worse for having neglected. Here there is a phrase. There is a phrase. Known the worse. Known the worse here means not affected. Not harmed, not affected. Kichi effect padi nahi. So we had learned in previous class that Gandhiji had neglected gymnastic class. Gymnastic class super tankar kote wrong notion thila. Sai bisare se kahichanti ethi but though I was known the worse for having neglected exercise. He had neglected exercise. He was exempted from exercise, and that did not affect him. Seita tanko upare kichi prabhav jadiyo pakai nathila. He had another neglect. What was that? I am still paying the penalty of another neglect. A gote bhul tankara thila. Negligence thila tanku. Ame neglect kuha jauchi eti neglect. He had neglected another thing that for which he is paying the penalty now. Jaha pai ki ebe bi madhya se kono danda pauchanti. Hela. I am still paying the penalty of another neglect. For neglecting exercise, he had never given a penalty, but for neglecting another thing, he had given a penalty. Then what is that cause in such a neglect karthile? I do not know whence I got the notion that good handwriting was not a necessary part of education. I do not know. Tankara recall ho nai. Se jani nahanti. I do not know whence. Whence means from where. Keu tharu. From where. Whence. It is a word usage dekhata. Whence. Whence means from where. From where I got the notion that good handwriting was not a necessary part of education. Now also he had a bad notion or wrong notion. Out a wrong notion tankara asila. First wrong notion thila exercise bisari. Out a wrong notion asila kona. Good handwriting was not a necessary part of education. Handwriting has nothing to do with education. Jemiti handwriting ho, bhalo ho, kharab ho, kichi farak padibo nahi. Ei dharanare tankara thila. But I retained it until I went to England. But I retained it. He retained it. Means he continued to keep the notion in his mind. Ei jinson tankar mind re thila ko parjanto until I went to England. When he went to England, the notion changed. The thought changed. Okay. And when later, especially in South Africa, acha England ko kahi jaithile? Law patha padhiya pai jaithile. And why did he go to South Africa? South Africa kahi jaithile? To practice law. Law practice kariba pai jaithile. So when later, especially in South Africa, I saw the beautiful handwriting of lawyers and young men. Kahara dekhithile? Lawyers. He saw the beautiful handwriting of lawyers and young men. Question ase eta. Born and educated in South Africa. The South African people. That means the people who are born and educated in South Africa, जो माने South Africa रे जन्म होइतिले आ सेठी एजुकेशन पाउतले, the handwriting of the South African people are very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful. I was ashamed of myself and repented of my neglect. So when he went to South Africa, he saw the beautiful handwriting and he saw his handwriting, निजर handwriting को देखिले, and he was at that time he was ashamed, तांको लाजो लगिला, because he had a bad handwriting and the African people had a very beautiful handwriting. So he was ashamed of myself and repented of my neglect. सेटा बळे तांको पश्चाताप करले, से रिग्रेट कले, पश्चाताप कले, रिपेंट कले, रिग्रेट कले, काहे कि जे he had neglected his handwriting. तांकर handwriting से he had never tried to improve his handwriting. तांकर handwriting improve करिया पई से केबे चेष्टा करी नांती. Okay, next, I saw that bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of an imperfect education. I tried later to improve mine, but it was too late. I could never repair the neglect of my youth. Let every young man and woman warned by my example and understand that good handwriting is a necessary part of education. I am now of the opinion that children should first be taught the art of drawing before learning to write. Let the child learn his letter by observation as he does different objects such as flowers, birds, etc. and let him learn handwriting only after he has learned to draw objects. He will then write a beautifully formed hand. Okay. Here, I saw that bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of an imperfect education. So when he went to England, then to South Africa, then he realized, what did he realize? That bad handwriting is regarded as a sign of imperfect education. Bad handwriting jodi jahar achi, he has never gained perfect education. Mane perfect education gote sign hela good handwriting. Imperfect education, bad handwriting, imperfect education. Then I tried later to improve mine. So when he went to South Africa, after that he tried to improve, but sabuthir gote samay thai. But it was too late. It was too late for him. Okay, he had already grown up and he could never improve his handwriting. Aw se tankara handwriting improve kari pari nahanti. It was too late. I could never repair the neglect of my youth. Okay, the negligence he had made, the neglected he does in his youth days, he जेतेबेले से youth समय जो neglect करिसंती, I could never repair the neglect. से ताको आउ repair करि पारिया, makeup करि न पारियाउ नाहंती. तांकर handwriting आउ change होई नाही. He tried, but he could not. Let every young man and woman be warned by my example. So, why has he given such example here? He has given the example for whom? For the young men and women. कहा पाई? Young men और women. समस्तों पाई से पूरे example देउछंती, वो example थारु सिखिबा पाई से कहउछंती, तांको example थारु. And understand that good handwriting is the necessary part of education. Then he told that good handwriting is a necessary part of education. A good student must have good handwriting. I am now of the opinion that children should first be taught the art of drawing. So how can the handwriting will be beautiful? How? It should be learned from early age. From the early age, from the childhood period. I am now of the opinion, he opened that children should first be taught the art of drawing before learning letters, before learning to write, before learning to letters ABCD or jaha bhi sikhechu ame letter guda ko sikhechu seta sikhiba purbaru children should first be taught the art of drawing. They should tankar free hand ta free heba pai kon sikhibe, they should learn the art of drawing. Question ase, they should learn the art of drawing. Let the child learn his letters by observation as he does different objects. So when the children draw different objects, flowers, natural objects, drawing, when they are drawing the natural objects, they will learn the shape, they will observe them, okay, such as flowers, birds, they will observe the flowers, they will observe the birds, and let him learn handwriting only after he has learned to draw objects. So after learning of drawing the object, then he will be allowed, or they will be allowed to learn the letters. Letters शिखिबा पूर्व निश्चित भाव से मानको drawing तांकर hand free करिया पाई, तांकर observation ठीक करिया पाई, तांको drawing शिखिबा निहाती आवश्यक. He will then write a beautifully form of handwriting. Okay, beautifully formed hand. Next, number 6 paragraph. Sanskrit, however, proved a harder task. In geometry, there was nothing to memorize, whereas in Sanskrit, I thought everything had to be learned by heart. This subject was also commenced from the 4th standard. As soon as I entered the 6th, I became disheartened. The teacher was a hard taskmaster, anxious, as I thought, to force the boys. There was a sort of rivalry going on between the Sanskrit and the Persian teacher. So this paragraph is about the Sanskrit teacher and Sanskrit subject. Sanskrit, however, proved a harder task for Gandhiji. So which subject, question aate, which subject proved harder task for Gandhiji? Sanskrit. Tanko Sanskrit tanko टिके difficult लागिला. समस्तंकर अलगा थाए, काको maths difficult लागे, काको English, काको science difficult लागे. But for Gandhiji, Sanskrit was difficult for him. Why? There was reason भी अच्छी काहे की in geometry there was nothing to memorize. Geometry रे किछि memorize बुझिले हैला. You have to understand in geometry. But whereas in Sanskrit, I thought everything had to be learned by heart. Learn by heart means, what do you mean by learn by heart? Learn by heart means memorize. सबो हमको memorize करबाकू पड़िबो, घोषिबाकू पड़िबो. This subject was also commenced from the 4th standard. Sanskrit was started from 4th standard. Class 4 ru Sanskrit पढ़िबा आरंभ करथिले से माने. As soon as I entered 6, I became disheartened. So when Gandhiji started to learn Sanskrit from class 4, but when he entered class 6, he became disheartened. What do you mean by disheartened? Disheartened means lost courage or hope. ताको निराश लगेला. Disheartened हे गली. तांको किछि इच्छा हैला नहीं, निराश हे गली. Why? Because first point, he did not like Sanskrit. तांकर प्रथम problem ला, he did not like Sanskrit because in Sanskrit everything had to be learned by heart. घोषिबाकू पड़िबो, परिश्रम करिबाकू पड़िबो. Then the teacher was also a hard taskmaster. Who is called a hard taskmaster? Any person who imposes harsh workload on someone. कष्ट काम जे दिए ताको कहा जाए hard taskmaster. So Sanskrit teacher was a hard taskmaster. Task दोसिले से अधिक. He was also anxious and he forced the boys to do the work. आप कौन कहते हैं? He forced the boys to do the task. And there was a sort of rivalry going on between Sanskrit and the Persian teacher. There was another subject, Persian subject, and there was also a rivalry. Rivalry means प्रतिद्वंदिता, competition थिला. कहा का मधरे जेमिति हिंदी और संस्कृत भितरे थाए, पिला मानक मधरे के हिंदी नबो के संस्कृत नबो केते छुआ नेउछंती. Like that, there was a rivalry. There was a rivalry. Rivalry means competition among students for taking Sanskrit and Persian. There was a rivalry between Sanskrit teacher and Persian teacher. The Persian teacher was lenient. The boys used to talk among themselves that Persian was very easy and the Persian teacher was very good and considerate to the students. The easiness tempted me and one day I sat in the Persian class. The Sanskrit teacher was grieved. He called me to his side and said, "How can you forget that you are the son of a Vaishnava father? Won't you learn the language of your own religion? If you have any difficulty, why not come to me? I want to teach you students Sanskrit to the best of my ability. As you proceed further, you will find in it things of absorbing interest. You should not lose heart. Come and sit again in the Sanskrit class." Okay, so first line is about the Persian teacher. What was about the Persian teacher? The Persian teacher was lenient. Previously we learned the Sanskrit teacher was a hard taskmaster and he forced the boys to do the task. Whereas the Persian teacher was lenient. Lenient means not strict. He was a flexible means. Flexible means not very strict. Strict nothile se. The boys used to talk among themselves that Persian was very easy. आमे जेमती विभिन्न टीचर विषय कथाबार्ता हो से बॉयज माने मध्ये तांका मध्ये कथाबार्ता होतले. What was they talking about? They was talking that Persian was a very easy subject. Persian was, Sanskrit is very hard and Persian is very easy subject. And the Persian teacher was also very good and considerate. Another point is, Persian teacher is lenient, not strict, and he is very good and he is very considerate. विचारशील से समस्त पिला मान को कथा सुनते विचारशील व्यक्ति, considerate. The engineers tempted me and one day I sat in the Persian class. So the difference between Sanskrit teacher and Persian teacher, the good qualities of the Persian teacher that attract Gandhiji to sit in the Persian class. तांकु से tempted हेले, attract हेले toward Persian due to the easiness of the Persian teacher or Persian language. So one day he sat in the Persian class. He chose to sit in the Persian class. तापरे से जो कौन कले Persian class मैंने Persian सिखिबे कहि कि से Persian class रे बसले. And the Sanskrit teacher was grieved. When Sanskrit teacher saw that Gandhiji was taking Persian, Gandhiji sat in Persian class, he was grieved. Grieved means dukhita hele. He was grieved. He became sad. He became unhappy. Grieved, unhappy, sad, same thing. He called me to his side and said, the Sanskrit teacher, one day Sanskrit teacher called Gandhiji. Gandhiji ko se dakile. He called Gandhiji to his side and said, how can you forget that you are the son of a Vaishnav father? Who are called Vaishnav? The people who worship Vishnu are called Vaishnav. The people who worship Shakti, they are called Shakta. The people who worship Shiva, they are called Shaiva. So the people who worship Vishnu, they are called Vaishnav. So Gandhiji belonged to a Vaishnav family. Gandhiji's father was a Vaishnav. They are the worshipper of Lord Vishnu. So they were reading the sacred books, our sacred books, all the books, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Upanishad, Ved, all the sacred books of our religions are written in Sanskrit language. So here you will find that the Sanskrit teacher tried to persuade, tried to convince Gandhiji. So Gandhiji ko ei baar convince karuchanti to take Sanskrit. So first line he says, how can you forget that you are the son of a Vaishnav father? How can you forget? You are the son of a Vaishnav father. Won't you learn the language of your own religion? So Sanskrit is the religion of Hindu. Sanskrit is the language of Vaishnav religion or Hindu religion. So why won't you learn the language of your own religion? If you have any difficulty, why not come to me? Then he also told him that if you are finding the subject hard, then why won't you come to me? I want to teach you students Sanskrit to the best of my ability. To the best of my ability. More jetiki dakshata achi, I will teach you the students. I will teach the students to the best of my ability. So why not you come to me? As you proceed further, now you are disheartened. Ebe tume disheartened hai to Sanskrit ko neki. But when you proceed further, if you go to higher class, if you will find in it things of observing interest. You will find interesting things, deep knowledge in it. You will find interesting things. You should not lose heart. You should not lose heart means you should not be disheartened. Disheartened heba kotha no. Then come and sit again in the Sanskrit class. Chalo, next, come and sit in the Sanskrit class. He tried to convince Gandhiji to take Sanskrit as a subject. So, what did Gandhiji do then? That is in the next paragraph. This kindness put me to shame. I could not disregard my teacher's affection. Today I cannot but thank with gratitude of Krishna Shankar Pandya, for if I had not acquired a little Sanskrit that I had learned then, should have found it difficult to take any interest in our sacred books. In fact, I deeply regret that I was not able to acquire a more thorough knowledge of the language. Lastly, he told that this kindness put me to shame. So he was thinking that Sanskrit teacher was a very strict man. He was a hard taskmaster. But when the Sanskrit teacher tried to convince him The kindness of Sanskrit teacher put him to shame. ताको से kindness तो तांकर कहार kindness. The kindness question असे kindness of Sanskrit teacher put him to shame. तांको लाजा लगला, खराब लगला. जैसे तांकर गुटे भूल धारणा थिला संस्कृत विषय. I could not disregard my teacher's affection. So the affection the Sanskrit teacher had for Gandhiji, he could not disregard. से जिनस को से असम्मान करि पारिले नाही. So and he sat in the Sanskrit class. तापर से he joined the Sanskrit class. Today I cannot but thank with gratitude of Krishna Shankar Pandya. Krishna Shankar Pandya was no more, and I cannot but thank with gratitude to Krishna Chandra Pandya. For if I had not acquired the little Sanskrit that I learned then, should have found it difficult to take any interest in our sacred books. So in this paragraph he also thanked whom? Krishna Shankar Pandya. से Krishna Shankar Pandya को कहते से जेहेतु ताको पर्सुएट करथिले कन्विंस करथिले सेथि पई से संस्कृत पढिबारे सक्षम होइतिले. For if I had not acquired the आ सेही समय रे जदि से little Sanskrit knowledge जदि पाई न थाते, I learned then should have found difficult to take any interest in our sacred books. So after learning Sanskrit, Gandhiji had interest to read our sacred books. What are our sacred books? The Vedas, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata. These are sacred books and these are written in Sanskrit. So Gandhiji was able to read the book and understand the theme of this book, understand the summary of this book only due to Sanskrit. Okay. In fact, I deeply regret that. In the last line, he had a regret. तांको गोटे regret करछन्ती पश्चाताप. What was the regret? I was not able to acquire a more thorough knowledge of the language. He had never got chance to get a thorough knowledge, proper knowledge, concrete knowledge से संस्कृत रे पाई पारिले नहीं. से जिनस तांकर regret अछि. I was not able to acquire a thorough knowledge of the language. So this was all about your chapter. Then so what did you learn now? View on handwriting. What was the view of Gandhiji? What was view of Gandhiji? Gandhiji's view was that he had a former view. Purva view कौन थिला? He had a later view. तांकर later view कौन थिला? His former view was good handwriting is not a necessary part of education. But when he went to England and then to South Africa, he realized bad handwriting is a sign of imperfect education. Means good handwriting, perfect education, bad handwriting, imperfect education. He also told that art of drawing should be taught before learning to write. The students should draw the different objects like birds and flowers before learning the letters. Then, what did you learn about the Sanskrit teacher and Persian teacher? Sanskrit teacher was a hard taskmaster, whereas Persian teacher was lenient, good and considerate, and Persian teacher was very easy, and Sanskrit teacher was forcing the students to do the task. And lastly, Gandhiji could not disrespect. So after convincing, when Gandhiji was convinced by his Sanskrit teacher, he could not disrespect the teacher's affection. He realized his teacher's kindness. तांकर kindness को से realize कले. He realized his teacher's affection, and he could not disrespect and sat in the Sanskrit class. Then he again joined the Sanskrit class. Then he was thankful to Krishna Shankar Pandya for acquiring little knowledge in Sanskrit from him. So at that time he acquired little knowledge. Say, it जाने था little knowledge. He had gained little knowledge in Sanskrit. He had not a concrete knowledge in Sanskrit. तांकर से concrete knowledge पाया पाई chance पाई नहांती. He had got little knowledge in Sanskrit then, and for that he thanked Krishna Shankar Pandya. Why? For which he was able to read the sacred books of our religion and able to understand it. Next, Gandhiji had a regret that he was not able to acquire more thorough knowledge in Sanskrit. He had never got chance to get a thorough knowledge in Sanskrit. So this was all about the chapter. I hope you have understand it. Now let's do some MCQs. First question. In South Africa, Gandhiji saw the beautiful handwriting of dash and young men born and educated there. Teachers, judges, lawyers, doctors. Anyone?
Option C.
Option?
Option C.
Option C, what is that? Lawyer. Tell me the answer, lawyer. Number 2, bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of death. Perfect education, imperfect education, incomplete education, bad student.
Option B.
Option B, what is that?
Option B.
Imperfect education. Option B, imperfect education. Bad handwriting should be regarded as a sign of imperfect education. Question number 3, very good. Children should first be taught the art of death before learning to write. Reading, speaking, listening, drawing. What? Drawing, very good. Option D, drawing, very good. Sit down. Next, let the child learn his letter by days of different objects of nature, drawing of, painting of, observation of, enjoying of.
Option D.
Option? Option?
Option B.
C, not B.
Option B.
Let the child learn his letter. Keମିତି se ଶିଖିବ? Option C. Observation, by observing the natural object. Se prathame observe karibo and then he will learn the letter. Which subject proved a hard task for Gandhiji? Which subject proved a hard task for Gandhiji? Very good.
Sanskrit. Option C. Sanskrit.
Yes. Number 6. In Sanskrit, everything had to be learned then by observation, by heart, by understanding, by ability.
By heart. By heart.
Very good. Very good. In Sanskrit, everything had to be learned by heart. Memorize kariba. Ghosibaku padibo. There was a sort of gap between Persian teacher and the Sanskrit teacher. What was there in the between Sanskrit teacher and Persian teacher? कौन थे तांको भितरे? Rivalry, friendship, enmity, closeness.
Option A.
Option A, very good. Rivalry, प्रतिद्वंदिता थिला, competition थिला. Next, when Gandhiji entered the 6th standard, he became deaf. He became deaf, delighted, nervous, disheartened, excited.
Option C.
Option C, very good.
Option
What
C.
is option C? कौन लिखा है जी? पढ़ी दिया. कौन लिखा है जी? पढ़ी दिया ठीक है. Very good. Disheartened. Very good. The Persian teacher was deaf, strict, lenient, disciplinarian, hard taskmaster.
Lenient.
How was the Persian teacher?
Lenient.
Very good. Option? Very good. Lenient. Next, number 10. The Sanskrit teacher was a deaf, lenient, friendly, hard taskmaster, disciplinarian.
Hard taskmaster.
Very good. Hard taskmaster. The Sanskrit teacher was deaf when he knew that Gandhiji sat in the Persian class. Delighted, ashamed, grieved, angry.
Grieved. Option C. Option C.
Option C. Grieved.
Option C.
Option C. Grieved. Very good. दुखित है लेते. Number 12. I could not disregard my teacher's affection. I could not disregard my teacher's affection. Which teacher mean here?
Sanskrit.
Which teacher?
Sanskrit. Option C.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. Very good. Next. The kind words of death put Gandhiji to shame. Headmaster.
Sanskrit teacher.
Very good.
Sanskrit teacher. Teacher. Option B.
Yes. What had helped Gandhiji to take interest in our sacred books? The learning of Persian, learning of Sanskrit in his school days, learning of Sanskrit in his later life, his father's guidance. Which thing helped him to take interest in our sacred books? In his later life, he Read the sacred
Option
book
C.
of our religion.
Option C.
Option C. Learning
Option C.
Sanskrit in letter life.
Option C.
Letter life से पाई थी कि or not option C is not the right answer. What is the right answer? Who can say?
Option B. Option B.
Option B.
Option B.
So, learning. Yes, very good. Learning of Sanskrit in his school days. During his school days, after the convincing by Krishna Shankar Pandya, he took the Sanskrit and he learned the Sanskrit. What did Gandhiji regret not having acquired? In the last line, he had
knowledge of Sanskrit. Option B.
Option B, very good. A thorough knowledge of
Option B.
Sanskrit. Very good. Next. What according to Sanskrit teacher would the student find in Sanskrit as they proceed further? If they will go deep into the language, what did they will find? Things of absorbing interest, a feeling of dislikeness, beautiful message, a vast source of learning.
A vast source of learning.
The correct answer?
A vast source
What is
of
there in your
learning.
book?
Option D.
No, option D is not the right answer. Option C is not the answer. What is there? Try to.
A.
Option A, very good, very good. Option A, things of
Option A.
absorbing interest. When they will read further the Sanskrit, they will find things of absorbing interest. Number 17. What nature of the Sanskrit teacher put Gandhiji to shame? Which nature or what nature of Sanskrit teacher put Gandhiji to shame? Which nature? His rudeness, his gentleness, his kindness, or his knowledge? Anyone? କୋଉ ଜିନିଷ ପାଇଁ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଲାଜ ଲାଗିଲା? He had a wrong idea that Sanskrit teacher was an unkind man. ତାଙ୍କର ଆଗରୁ ଗୋଟେ ଧାରଣା ଥିଲା ଯେ unkind, hard task master. Later he realized that କଣ realize କଲେ? His kindness. The kindness ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ତାଙ୍କୁ convince କଲେ, persuade କଲେ, ପ୍ରବର୍ତ୍ତାଇଲେ, ବୁଝାଇଲେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ଗାନ୍ଧୀଜୀଙ୍କୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ସେ ବୁଝାଇଲେ, ଏତେ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ ବୁଝାଇଲେ with his kind words. The kind words, his kindness put Gandhiji to shame. ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଖରାପ ଲାଗିଲା ଯେ ମୁଁ କଣ ଭାବୁଥିଲି ତାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ଆଉ ସେ ପ୍ରକୃତିରେ କଣ ଅଟନ୍ତି. Who was Gandhiji's Sanskrit teacher? Dorabji Dulji Jimmy, Krishna Shankar Upadhyaya, Mr. Iyer, Krishna Shankar Pandya.
Krishna Shankar Pandya.
Very good. Option D, Krishna Shankar Pandya. Number 18. Number 19. A person who imposes a harder workload on someone is called as strict, lenient, disciplinarian, hard task master. Which option?
Hard task master.
Very good. Hard
Option D.
task master. Last one. The voice was not motivated. Substitute a word for the underlined word. Not motivated. What can we write in the place of not motivated? What do you mean by not motivated? Dismotivated, demotivated, unmotivated, emotivated. What can we write in place of not motivated? It is the opposite of motivated. Motivated to
Option B.
option. Very good. Option B. Demotivated. Demotivated. Okay. So these were all the MCQs. Very nicely participated by all the students. Next comes subjective question. How can a child write a beautifully formed handwriting according to Gandhiji? In the 5th paragraph it is written, how can a child write a beautifully formed handwriting according to Gandhi? Anyone can you say? Long question. So let's see how can we write it. First we will write that it is about the handwriting. Handwriting विषय अच्छी तो handwriting विषय हमें start करिबा केमती. According to Gandhiji, handwriting is a necessary part of education. तांकर जते चेंज हिची आइडिया ता तो कोन हिची सेटा handwriting is a necessary part of education. First point rahila. So he says that the children should first the art of drawing and before learning to write. For a better handwriting, for a good handwriting, the children should learn the art of drawing. The children should first learn the art of drawing, then to learning to write. After that, they will learn the letters. A child should first know how to draw various objects like birds and flowers. First of all, the children should draw various objects. प्रथमे से letter लिखिबा पूर्वरु से कोन करिवो, he will draw some objects like birds and flowers, and by observing the objects he will learn the letter, and after drawing the objects he will observe them and observing the shape and size तांकर shape को देखिकरी से object गुडी कर shape को देखिकरी से letter को imagine करिवो and he will learn the letters. Then only he will write a beautifully formed hand. He will then write a beautifully formed hand. तापर तार hand भी free है जीवो and he will write a beautifully form of handwriting. What was the second question? What is the second question? Why did Gandhiji decide to sit in the Persian class instead of Sanskrit? He had two options, either Sanskrit or Persian. So he decided, Gandhiji decided to take Persian or sit in Persian class. Why? कहीं की? Was there any reason? कहीं कोई परिबो? Try करो. What was the first reason? Anyone? Why did he take? Why did he want to take Persian? Anyone else? Kalisankara Girls High School.
Because Sanskrit was memorized.
Yes, because Sanskrit, everything had to be learned by heart. It is one point. Was it easy for Gandhiji? Easy thila ki Gandhiji ପାଇଁ?
No. No.
No, very good. No, it was not easy for Gandhiji. It was a harder subject for Gandhiji. Second point, in Sanskrit, everything had to learn by heart. ଆଉ କଣ ଥିଲା? ଏଇଟା ହେଲା Sanskrit ବିଷୟରେ. Sanskrit teacher ବିଷୟରେ ଟିକେ ଲେଖିବ. କଣ ଲେଖିବ? What was?
Sanskrit teacher was hard task master. Sanskrit
Very good.
teacher was hard task master.
Very hard task master, yes.
Hard
And he
task
put
master.
load on the students. Say load those student manako. And he was very anxious. Anxiously. Okay, he was very anxious. He put loads on the student to do the work. खाली work hard task master नथिले. खाली task दो नथिले. Task को आदाय भी करे जानुथिले से by forcing the student. So this very good. Sit down. Next, so you can write in this way. Gandhiji thought that in Sanskrit everything had to be learned by heart. This disheartened me. Also, his Sanskrit teacher was a hard task master. On the other hand, how comparison asila? What comparison asila about the Persian teacher? Persian teacher was a lenient, good, and considerate. What was the good qualities of the Persian teacher? He was good, lenient, and considerate. The boys used to talk that Persian is very easy. So there was a sense that the boys used to talk that Persian is very easy. Persian would easy subject poli samastonko madhyare katha barta semane houtile. So this easiness tempted Gandhiji to sit in the Persian class instead of Sanskrit. So the notion about the Sanskrit teacher and that he is a hard task master and so Persian teacher is very lenient, good and considerate. All these things came to the mind of Gandhiji and he decided to sit in the Persian class instead of Sanskrit. So this is the subjective question. And so there are 4 subjective questions that are possibly come to the exam. Other questions are as your homework. What did Gandhiji say about handwriting? How does the Sanskrit teacher convince Gandhiji for taking Sanskrit? Okay, these are other 2 questions. You will do it and show to your teachers. So these are all for today's class. So thank you.
जाकुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला जा शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता जा वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा जा श्वेता पद्मासना जा ब्रह्मच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवी सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजड्यापहा। शुभ अपराह्न पिला माने मोर अति प्रिय समस्त षष्ठ श्रेणीर छात्र छात्री तथा शिक्षक शिक्षयित्री मानंकु मु सुवर्णमयी भैसाल हेमगिर ब्लॉक रो सरकारी उन्नीत उच्च विद्यालय रो शिक्षयित्री समस्त को आज यही वर्चुअल क्लास को आंतरिकतार सहित स्वागत तथा शुभेच्छा जनाउछि। तो पिला माने आज आमे षष्ठ श्रेणी रो आम साहित्य बहिर पद्य जोटा कि कवि पद्मचरण पट्टनायक द्वारा रचित जन्मभूमि ताहा एठारे पाठ करिबा। तो आमे पाठ करिबा आगरु जिबा स्मार्ट बोर्ड पाखक। तो पिला माने आमे पद्यटी पढ़िबा पूर्वरु गोटे वीडियो देखिबा जन्मभूमि रो बा ओडिसा रो गोटे वीडियो देखिबा। ठीक अछि।
श्रीमंदिर मोर कालिया मुखी चारु देख सुंदर सुंदर घना घना बन साजी राधी साजी सबुती मदेह सुंदर धर्म के जाति सब परब देख ଦେଖ ପଞ୍ଚସଖା ପୀଠ ଦେଖ ମନ୍ଦିର ମଠ ଜ୍ୟୋତି ପିତା ଜାନି ଯାତ୍ରା କେତେ ରଙ୍ଗ ଦେଖ
ପିଲାମାନେ ଭିଡ଼ିଓଟି ତମେ ଦେଖିଲ ତାପରେ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଥିବ ତ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆମେ ଯିବା କବି ପରିଚୟ ପାଖକୁ ତ କବି କିଏ କବି ପଦ୍ମଚରଣ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ତାଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ ଆମେ କିଛି ଜାଣିବା ଠିକ ଅଛି ତ ଜାତୀୟତାବାଦୀ କବି ପଦ୍ମଚରଣ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ଏହି କବିତାର କବି କବି ପଦ୍ମଚରଣ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ସତ୍ୟବାଦୀ କାବ୍ୟ ଚେତନାର ଏକ ବିଶିଷ୍ଟ ସାଧକ କଳମଣି ଗୋପବନ୍ଧୁଙ୍କର ଆଦର୍ଶରେ ଉଦ୍ବୁଦ୍ଧ ହୋଇ ସେ ଅନେକ କବିତା ରଚନା କରିଛନ୍ତି କବି ପଦ୍ମଚରଣ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକଙ୍କର ରଚନାରେ ମାତୃଭୂମି ପ୍ରତି ପ୍ରୀତି ଜାତୀୟତା ବୋଧ ପ୍ରକୃତି ଉପାସନା ପରିସ୍ଫୁଟ ଇତ୍ୟାଦି ପରିଲକ୍ଷିତ ହୋଇଅଛି ତାଙ୍କର କୃତିମାନଙ୍କରେ ଧଉଳି ପାହାଡ଼ ଖୋର୍ଦ୍ଧା ପ୍ରଥମେ ଦର୍ଶନେ ତ୍ରିବେଣୀ ତଟେ ପଦ୍ମ ପାଖୁଡ଼ା ଆଶା ମଞ୍ଜରୀ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟମୁଖୀ ସୁନାର ଦେଶ ଗୋଲାପ ଗୁଚ୍ଛ ସ୍ୱର୍ଣ୍ଣରେଣୁ ଆଦି ରଚନା ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଭାଷା ପ୍ରେମୀଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଅତ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଉଲ୍ଲେଖଯୋଗ୍ୟ କୃତି ରୂପରେ ପରିଚିତ ଅଛି ଏହି ସୁନାମଧନ୍ୟ କବିଙ୍କର ଜନ୍ମ 1885 ମସିହା ଖୋର୍ଦ୍ଧା ଜିଲ୍ଲା ପାଞ୍ଚଗାଁ ଠାରେ ହୋଇଥିଲା ଏବଂ ମହାପ୍ରୟାଣ 1956 ମସିହାରେ ଘଟିଥିଲା ମାନେ ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା କବିତାଟିକୁ ପଢିବା ଜନ୍ମଭୂମି କବିତାଟି ବାହାର କର ସମସ୍ତେ ତାପରେ ଆମେ କଣ କରିବା ବୁଝିବା ପ୍ରଥମେ ମୁଁ ସ୍ୱର ଦେଇ ଆବୃତ୍ତି କରିବି ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ବୁଝେଇବି ଠିକ ଅଛି ସମସ୍ତେ ନିଜ ନିଜର ବହି ଦେଖ ଆମ ସାହିତ୍ୟ ବହିର ଜନ୍ମଭୂମି ପଦ୍ୟକୁ ସମସ୍ତେ ବାହାର କର ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତେ ଦେଖ ପ୍ରଥମ ପଦ୍ୟକୁ ପ୍ରଥମେ ଦେଖ ଜନ୍ମିছে ମୋହି ଅଛି ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶେ ଯେ ଦେଶର ବାୟୁ ବହେ ନିଶ୍ୱାସେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ୱାସେ ସେ ଦେଶର ରବି ତାପ କିରଣ ଭିତରେ ତୃଷା ମେଣ୍ଟେ ଯେ ଦେଶର ସ୍ନିଗ୍ଧ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ଜଳେ ଯାର ଫଳ ଶସ୍ୟ କରେ ଜୀବନ ଧାରଣ ଯାର ବକ୍ଷେ ସଦା ସୁଖେ କରେ ବିଚରଣ ସେହି ମୋର ଜନ୍ମଭୂମି ଜନନୀ ସମାନ ଧରା ତଳେ କାହିଁ ଅଛି ତା ସମାନ ସ୍ଥାନ ତ କବି କଣ କହୁଛନ୍ତି ପ୍ରଥମ ପଦକୁ ଆମେ ବୁଝିବା ହେଲା ଯେ ଦେଶେ ଜନ୍ମିଛି ମୁହିଁ ଅଛି ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶେ ଯେ ଦେଶର ବାୟୁ ବହେ ନିଶ୍ୱାସେ ପ୍ରଶ୍ୱାସେ କଣ କହିଲେ ସେ ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶରେ ମୁଁ ଜନ୍ମିଛି ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶରେ ମୁଁ ଜନ୍ମଗ୍ରହଣ କରିଛି ଏବଂ ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶରେ ମୁଁ ଅଛି ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ବାୟୁ ମୋର କଣ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ପ୍ରଶ୍ୱାସରେ ବହୁଛି ଏବଂ ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ରବିତାପ ମାନେ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟଙ୍କ କିରଣ ହେଲା ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ରବିତାପ କିରଣ ଭିତରେ ବା ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶରେ ଯେଉଁ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟର କିରଣ ମୋ ଦେହରେ ପଡୁଛି ଏବଂ ତୃଷା ମେଣ୍ଟେ ଯେ ଦେଶର ସ୍ନିଗ୍ଧ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ଜଳେ ତୃଷା ମେଣ୍ଟେ ମାନେ ମୋର ଶୋଷ ନିବାରଣ ହୁଏ କେଉଁଥିରେ ଶୋଷ ନିବାରଣ ହୁଏ ନା ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ସ୍ନିଗ୍ଧ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ଜଳ ମାନେ କଣ ନା ଶାନ୍ତ ତାପରେ ସ୍ୱଚ୍ଛ ମାନେ ହେଲା ସଫା ଶାନ୍ତ ସଫା ପାଣିରେ ବା ଶାନ୍ତ ସଫା ପାଣି ପିଇକିରି ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ପାଣି ପିଇକିରି ମୋର ଶୋଷ ମେଣ୍ଟୁଛି ହେଲା ଏବଂ ଯାର ଫଳ ଶସ୍ୟ କରେ ଜୀବନ ଧାରଣ ଏବଂ ଯାର ମାନେ ଯେଉଁ ଦେଶର ଫଳ ଏବଂ ଶସ୍ୟ ଖାଇ ମୁଁ ଜୀବନ ଧାରଣ କରୁଛି ଏବଂ ଯାର ପକ୍ଷେ ସଦା ସୁଖେ କରେ ବିଚରଣ ଯାର ପକ୍ଷେ ମାନେ ଯାହାର ଦେହରେ ଯାହାର ଛାତିରେ ଯାହାର ମାଟିରେ ମୁଁ କଣ କରୁଛି ନା ବିଚରଣ କରୁଛି ଖେଳୁଛି ବୁଲୁଛି ଏବଂ ବଢିଛି ସେହି ମୋର ଜନ୍ମଭୂମି ଜନନୀ ସମାନ ଏବଂ ସେଇ ଜନ୍ମଭୂମିଟା ମୋର ଜନନୀ ସମାନ ବା ମୋର माँ समान जननी माने कौन माँ समान धरा तले कहीं अच्छी ता समान स्थान तेणु धरा धरा माने पृथ्वी पृथ्वी रे ता समान स्थान बा ता भलिया स्थान बा ता भलिया जगह आउ कोनोसी जगह नहीं भारत भलिया जगह आउ कोनोसी जगह नहीं आम पृथ्वी पिला माने ले कौन है ना जे देशे जन्मिछि मुहि अच्छी जेउ देशे जे देशर वायु बहे निश्वासे प्रश्वासे जे देशर रविताप किरण भितरे तृषा मेन्टे जे देशर निध स्वच्छ जड़े जार फल सस्ये करे जीवन धारण जार मुखे सदा सुखे करे विचरण सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान धरा तले कहीं अच्छी ता समान स्थान कवि कौन कहले जो देश रे मु जन्मिछि जो देश रे मु अच्छी जो देशर वायु मोर निश्वास प्रश्वास रे बहुछि एवं जो देशर रवि बा सूर्यंकर किरण मो शरीर रे पड़ुछि जो देशर कौन ना शांत स्वच्छ पानी पी मोर तृषा बा मोर शोष मेंटुछि जो देशर फल शस्य खाई मु जीवन धारण करुछि एवं जो देशर पक्षरे बा जो देशर छाती रे बा जो देशर माटी रे मु सुखरे कौन करुछि बुलुछि खेलुछि मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान सही मोर जन्मभूमि माँ समान एवं धरा तले बा पृथ्वी तले ता भलिया स्थान आउ नाही तापरे देखो पिला माने द्वितीय पद से अछंती मोर प्रिय परिवार दयामय पिता पुणी जननी मोहर स्नेहर पितुला भाई भौणी सकाळे शोभंती फुटिला फूल परी मोर घरे जे जे खेलार साथी प्रिय बंधुगण साजी रहिछन्ति जेन्हे नंदन कानन सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान धरा तले काहि अछि ता समान स्थान तापरे कवि कोन कहिले जे देशे अछन्ति मोर प्रिय परिवार जे देश रे मोर प्रिय परिवार अछन्ति एवं सेही परिवार रे की अछन्ति दयामय बापा पिता दयामय पिता पुणी जननी मोहर हैला दयामय पिता एवं माता केउठारे अछन्ति मो देश रे अछन्ति मोर परिवार रे अछन्ति मोर आउ कि अछन्ति ना स्नेहर पितुला भाई भौणी सकळे स्नेहर पितुला माने कोन स्नेहर कंढे तुल्य भाई भौणी सकळे भाई भौणी माने अछन्ति जो माने कि कोन ना मोर घरे शोभंती माने शोभा पांती किपरि शोभा पांती ना फुटिला फूल भलिया शोभा पांती केउठारे मो परिवार रे सेही देश रे जो मो परिवार अछन्ति मोर दयामय पिता दयामय माता एवं मोर स्नेहर छोट छोट भाई भौणी माने जो माने कि परिवार रे फूल फुटिला भलिया शोभा पांती से माने समस्ते मो देश रे अछन्ति बा मो देशर परिवार रे अछन्ति जे देशे खेलर साथी प्रिय बंधुगण जे देश रे मोर खेलर साथी बा मोर प्रिय बंधुगण सांगगण माने अछन्ति सादी रहिछन्ति जेन्हि नंदनकानन जेपरि से नंदनकानन भलिया सादी रहिछन्ति ओ सांग साथी माने सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान धरा तले काहि अछि ता समान स्थान एवं सेटा ही मोर जन्मभूमि जोटा कि मोर माँ समान एवं पृथ्वी रे धरा तले धरा माने ହେଲା पृथ्वी धरा तले ता समान स्थान आउ को जगह नाही कवि कहउछन्ति निज जन्मभूमि को ठीक अछि पिता माने तापर देखिबा तृतीय पद देख समस्ते है गिरी नदी केते शोभा धरे खड़ी मध्ये शोभे मणि मुकुता सागरे असंख्य नक्षत्र शोभे सुनील आकाशे नव जलधर संगे सौदामिनी भासे जे देश कानने शोभे केते तोरा फूल कल कंठे गाए गीत विहंगम कूल सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान धरा तले काहि अछि ता समान स्थान पुणी कवि कौन कहले जे जे देशर गिरी नदी केते शोभा धरे जेउ देशर गिरी गिरी माने हैला पर्वत हैला गिरी नदी पर्वत नदी गुड़िक जेउ देश रे शोभा पाउछंती हैला केते गुड़ी हमर नदी अछंती हैला केते सुंदर सुंदर माने नदी पहाड़ पर्वत एरा सब माने कोन बहुत सुंदर देखा जाय आम देश को से माने कोन करछंती तांकर सौंदर्यता रे भरि देउछंती हैला खणी मध्ये शोभे मणि मुकुता सागरे खणी खणी मध्ये माने खणी मध्ये रे कोन शोभा पाउची मणि शोभा पाउची आम देश रे हैला आम देशर जो खणी गुडाक अछि सेठारे कोन ना मणि मणि मध्ये शोभा पाउची एवं मुकुता सागरे सागरे माने हैला समुद्र रे हैला समुद्र रे कोन शोभा पाउची ना मुकुता मुक्ता मुक्ता समुद्र रो कोन मिले मुक्ता मिले तेणु कवि कहउछंती जे जेउ देशर गिरी नदी पर्वत नदी हैला बहुत सौंदर्यता को बढ़ी देउछंती खणी मध्ये रे कोन मणि शोभा पाउची एवं सागर रे मुक्ता शोभा पाउची ठीक अछि असंख्य नक्षत्र शोभे सुनील आकाश असंख्य नक्षत्र शोभे सुनील आकाशे नव जलधर संगे सौदामिनी भासे तापर से कोन कहले असंख्य नक्षत्र माने आमे नक्षत्र को गणी पारिबा कि गणी पारिबानी तापर आमे जेते नक्षत्र बा तारा गुडी को देखुचु सुनील आकाश रे केते सुंदर देखा जाय सेही सौंदर्यता को से एठारे वर्णना करछंती एवं नव जलधर संगे सौदामिनी भासे नव जलधर माने हमर मेघ मेघ जेते बेले घोटी आसे कला मेघ घोटी आसे एवं सेही समय रे जेते बेले बिजुली देखा जाय बिजुली मारे सेते बेले सेही सौंदर्यता को से बहुत सुंदर भाव रे एठारे वर्णना करछंती सौदामिनी सौदामिनी माने हैला बिजुली तेणु मेघ रे नुआ जलधर माने मेघ मेघ मेघर देहरे कोन होची ना बिजुली भासुची जद्वारा कि कला मेघरे जेते बेले बिजुली पूरा धड़ा देखा दिबो तारे कला मेघरे बिजुली जेते बेले चमकिबो सेते बेले तार सौंदर्यता बढ़ी जिवो सेटा से एठारे वर्णना करछंती तेणु से कहउछंती जे असंख्य नक्षत्र शोभे सुनील आकाशे सुनील आकाश माने सुनील अर्थ कोन ना नील आकाश रे कोन होची ना असंख्य नक्षत्र शोभा पाउची सुंदर देखा जाउची एवं नव जलधर माने हमर मेघ मेघर देहरे कोन होची ना सौदामिनी बा बिजुली जेते बेले भासुची केते सुंदर देखा जाउची देश कानने शोभे केते तोरा फूल जेउ देशर कानन रे बा जेउ देशर जंगल रे शोभे माने शोभा पाउछंती केते तोरा फूल तोरा माने हैला सुंदर सुंदर फूल गुडी को जेउ देशर जंगल रे शोभा पाउछंती एवं कळकंठे गाए गीत विहंगम कूल बहुत सुंदर कंठरे विहंगम कूल माने पक्षी गुडी को पक्षी माने कोन करछंती बहुत सुंदर कंठरे से माने तांकर गीत गाउछंती सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान धरा तोले काहे अछि ता समान स्थान तेणु कवि कहउछंती सेही मोर जन्मभूमि केउटा मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान कहउछंती ना जेउ देशर पहाड़ पर्वत केते सुंदर देखा जाउछि तापरे खणी मध्ये रे मणि शोभा पाउछि सागर मध्ये रे मुक्ता शोभा पाउछि एवं असंख्य नक्षत्र सुनील आकाश रे शोभा पाउछि तापरे नव जलधर बा मेघरे जेते बेले बिजुली मारुछि बा बिजुली देखा जाउछि सेटा मध्ये सुंदर देखा जाउछि एवं कोन से कहउछंती जेउ देशर जंगल रे सुंदर सुंदर फूल गुडा को शोभा पाउछंती एवं जेउ देशर वन रे बा जंगल रे कळकंठे विहंगम कूल बा पक्षी माने कोन करछंती तांकर स्वर रे से माने गीत गाउछंती सेही मोर जन्मभूमि जननी समान हैला सेही मोर जन्मभूमि मां समान एवं धरा तले काहे अछि ता समान स्थान पृथ्वी रे ता भलिया स्थान आ को जागा रे मध्ये नाही कवि एठारे ताहा बुझाई छथि जन्मभूमि ठीक अछि तापरे चतुर्थ पद देखो समझते तार अन्न जल खाई शरीर जीवित जहाना में धरा तले हुए परिचित जाहार गौरवे केते सुखर उदय जाहार पतने हुए पतन निश्चय दूर देशे थाई जाकु करिले स्मरण घांटी हुए मन दुखे झुराई नयन ताहा लागि शरीरर रक्त बिंदु दान जेन करे कृतघ्न से पशुर समान तापरे कवि कोन कहले जे जार अन्न जल खाई शरीर जीवित जार बा जेउ देशर अन्न अन्न माने हैला कोन भात तेणु जेउ देशर भात बा अन्न खाई तापरे जल पिउछु आमे तेणु अन्न जोड़ा खाई आम जहा द्वारा जीवित अच्छु है आ जहान आम धरा तले हुए परिचित जहान आम माने आम जो देशर ता नाम आम परिचित होचु धरा तले पृथ्वी आम कौन कहवा निजकू आम भारतीय आम जो देशर सही नाम आम परिचित मु जड़े कौन मु जड़े भारतीय तेणु से भारत बा देश नाम मु परिचित हेली एवं जार गौरव केते सुखर उदय जार गौरव केते सुखर उदय होउची जार उन्नति होउची जो मो देशर यदि उन्नति होउची ताहेले हमको केते खुशी लागुची तेणु कवि कहउछंती जार गौरव केते सुखर उदय होउची जार पतने हुए पतन निश्चय आ जदि जो देश निज देशर यदि पतन होउची तो आम भी पतन होउछु सेटा से बुझाइबाकू चाहिछंती तापर से कोन कहउछंती दूर देशे थाई जाकू करिले स्मरण तेणु कवि दूर देशरे अछंती एवं जदि आमे दूर देशरे रहिबा ताहेले निज देशकू मने पड़िबो तेणु से कहउछंती दूर देशे थाई जाकू करिले स्मरण घांटी हुए मन दुखे झुरई नयन जदि आमे अन्य देशरे अछु ताहेले सेठारे निश्चित भाबरे निज देशकू मने पड़िबो एवं झुरई नयन माने आमे सब बेले सेही देशकू ही आमे खोजुथिबा घांटी मन घांटी हेउथिबो कोन पई ना निज देशकू मने करिबा पई बा निज देश मने माने निश्चित भाबरे निज देशकू मने हेबो ठीक अछि ताहा लागि शरीरर रक्तबिंदु दान जेन करे कृतज्ञ से पशुर समान तेणु सेही देश लागि जदि आमे शरीरर रक्तबिंदु टिके मध्ये दान करिबा नाही हैला आमे कोन करिबा जदि ता पई आमे कोन करिबा टिके भी रक्तबिंदु दान करिबा पई हमको संकोच लागिबो ताहेले से कहउछंती जे न करे से कृतज्ञ बा पशुर समान जदि से निज देश पई निज शरीरर रक्तबिंदु मध्ये टिके जदि दान करिबा नाही ताहेले से गोटे पशु भलिया समान बा पशुर समान बोली से एठारे वर्णना करिसंती ठीक अछि तापर देखो शेष पदटा देखिबा खोली देख इतिहास केते महावीर स्वदेश मंगले दे अछंती शरीर निज सुख शांति घर परिवार भूले द्वारे द्वारे बुले छंते घेनी भिक्षा झूले मुंड झाड़ गोड़ी मारी लोकंक मंगले लेखि जाई छंती नाम अक्षय अक्षरे काले काले लोक मुख घोषे तांक नाम धन्य तांक पिता माता धन्य जन्म स्थान तेणु कवि एठारे कौन कहते ना जदि आमे इतिहास को खोलिबा बा इतिहास को जदि आमे देखिबा ताहेले कौन ना केते केते महावीर माने कौन करछंती स्वदेश निज देशर मंगल पाई निज शरीर मध्य से माने बलिदान करि दैछंती ताहा से एठारे बुझाइबा पाई चाहिछंती जे जदि आमे इतिहास खोलिबा इतिहास को जिबा ताहेले एई सब जो महावीर बा महान नेता गुड़ाक अछंती हैला से माने कौन करथिले देश पाई निज देश पाई बा निज देशर मंगल पाई से माने निज शरीर को बलिदान मध्य देइथिले निज सुख शांति घर परिवार भूली निजर सुख शांति निजर घर परिवार सब भूलिकी से माने द्वारे द्वारे बुलिछंती एवं भिक्षा झुली से माने मागिछंती भिक्षा मागिछंती काहा पाई ना देशर मंगल पाई देशर लोकंक मंगल पाई से माने निजर परिवार निजर सुख शांति निजर घर सब भूली द्वारे द्वारे लोकंक घर घर द्वार द्वार बुली से माने भिक्षा मागिछंती मुंड झाड़ गोड़े मारी लोकंक मंगले लिखि जाइछंती नाम अक्षय अक्षरे मुंड झाड़ गोड़े मारी माने बहुत परिश्रम करछंती से माने एवं कोन पाई परिश्रम करछंती लोकंकर मंगल पाई लोक माने किपरि माने ठीक भाबरे रहिबे स्वाधीन भाबरे किपरि लोक माने रहिबे निज स्वाधीनता किपरि पाइबे सेति पाई से माने कोन करछंती बहुत परिश्रम करछंती एवं ताकर नाम अमर अक्षरे बा अक्षय अक्षरे जो अक्षर केबे लिहिबो नाही सेही अक्षर रे तांको नाम रही जाइछि काले काले लोकमुख घोषे तांको नाम तेणु काले काले जुग जुगे लोकमुखे माने लोक माने समस्ते तांको नाम घोषंती एवं तेणु कवि तांको कोन कहउछंती धन्य तांको पितामाता धन्य जन्मस्थान तेणु तांकर पितामातांको मध्ये धन्य एवं तांकर जन्मस्थान को मध्ये से धन्य बोली एठारे कहिछंती पिला माने तो आमे जिबा दर्शित सरिला तुमे निजे बुझिबो पुणी थरे देखिबो एवं बुझिबो भल भाबरे हैला तापरे देख कवितार पृष्ठभूमि टिके देखिबा जन्मभूमि प्रत्येक मनुष्य पाई महान तथा वंदनीय अटे यहा सहित ए पृथ्वी रे आ केही समान होई पारिबे नाही इतिहास को अवलोकन कले आमे स्पष्ट जानि पारु जे अनेक महावीर तथा महापुरुषगण निजर मातृभूमिर महत्व रक्षा निमंते आत्मबलि देई सदा अमर होई जाइछन्ति एही कथा को अत्यंत सुंदर भाबे कवि एही कविता रे वर्णना करछन्ति एवं जन्मभूमि प्रति निजर कर्तव्य बोध कोन रहिबा उचित ताहा एठारे से वर्णना करछन्ति। ठीक अछि पिला माने कठिन शब्द अछि देखो समस्त देखो कठिन शब्द एटा टिके देखो रवि रो अर्थ हैला सूर्य हैला मेंटे पूरण हुए ताप उत्ताप किरण आलोक तृषा शोष स्निग्ध शांतिदायक तापरे स्वच्छ सफा बक्षे छाती रे सदा सब बेले वितरण माने हैला बुलिबा हैला तापरे शोभंती शोभा पांती जेन्हे जेपरी गिरी पर्वत नव नुआ जलधर मेघ सौदामिनी रो अर्थ हैला बिजुली कानन माने हैला वन तोरा मनोहर विहंगम पक्षी अन्न माने हैला भात उदय उइबा अक्षय जहा क्षय हुए नाही नयन माने हैला आखि कृतघ्न जे उपकार को स्वीकार करे नाही हैला धरा हैला पृथ्वी पितुला हैला प्रतिमा बा कंढेई स्मरण हैला मने पकेइबा एही अर्थ गुडा को देखिबो हैला आउ निज सार मैडम मानन को टिके देखैबो आउ मने करिबो तापरे देखो केते गुडी प्रश्न देखो एक नंबर रो क प्रश्न देखो आमे जेउ देश रे जन्म ग्रहण करिछु ताकू कोन बोली कहबा आमे जेउ देश रे जन्म ग्रहण करिछु ताकू कोन बोली कहबा
आमे जेउ देश रे जन्म ग्रहण करिछु ताकू जन्मभूमि बोली कहबा
शाबाश बोलो बस हला जन्मभूमि बोली कहबा ठीक अछि ठीक उत्तर तापरे देखो जन्मभूमि कहा सहित तुलनीय
जन्मभूमि माँ सहित बा जननी सहित समान
वेरी गुड शाबाश अच्छा तापरे देखो मणि और मुकुता केउठी साइता होई रहिछि मणि और मुकुता केउठी साइता होई रहिछि मणि केउठारे अछि एवं मुकुता केउठारु पाइबो
मैं नहीं बोलूंगी
मणि और मुकुता केउठी साइता होई रहिछि पूरा सहज प्रश्न
मणि और मुकुता सागर रे साइती होई रहिछि
मणि मणि मुकुता तो सागर रे मणि केउठारे आ के कहबो मुकुता तो सागर रे साइती होइछि मणि केउठारे ठीक अछि देखो मणि रे मणि और समुद्र रे मुकुता बा मुक्ता साइती होई रहिछि ठीक अछि हमें केते नंबर पद रे पढिथिले ना मणि मध्ये मणि एवं मुकुता सागर पढिथिले ना तापर देखो परिवार रो फुटिला फूल माने किए परिवार रो फुटिला फूल माने किए हां शाबाश स्नेहर पितुला भाई भौणी माने परिवार रो फुटिला फूल अटंती तापर देखो जीवन धारण करिवा पई जन्मभूमि हमकु कोन दिए जीवन धारण
करिवा पई जन्मभूमि हमकु फल और शस्य देइथाय
हां आउ अछि फल एवं शस्य देइथाय शाबाश केउ मानकर पितामाता और जन्मस्थान धन्य होइथाय केउ मानकर पितामाता एवं ताकर जन्मस्थान धन्य होइथाय शेष पदरे पढिले हमें पदरे पढिले
सदा मंगले जे माने
को आ माने को
सदा मंगले देइछंती शरीर सेमानंक
आ टिके भल से कह आ टिके भल करी कह
देश ପାଇଁ ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଜୀବନ ଦେଇଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କୁ ତାଙ୍କ ପିତାମାତା ବୀର ପୁରୁଷ ମାନଙ୍କ ସ୍ଥାନ ଧନ୍ୟ ହୋଇଥାନ୍ତି
ठीक अछि देखो जो महापुरुष गण आपणार जन्म माटीर मंगल विधान पाई जीवन को उत्सर्ग करिसंती बा जो माने निज देशर मंगल पाई निज जीवन को मध्य बलिदान देइसंती सेमानंकर पितामाता और जन्मस्थान धन्य बोली कहा जाय। ठीक अछि। अच्छा तापर देखो पढ़िथिबा पद्यरो केते गुडे शब्दर विपरीत शब्द जानिबा आमे जो पढ़िले जो पद्यटी पढ़िले जन्मभूमि पद्य हैला सेतिरे केते गुडे शब्द अछि तार विपरीत शब्द आमे जानि कह तो जन्मर विपरीत कोन जन्मर विपरीत कोन हेबो
मृत्यु
मृत्यु साबा
मृत्यु
जन्मर ठीक अछि। तापरे स्वच्छ स्वच्छ
अस्वच्छ
अस्वच्छ
अस्वच्छ अच्छी शाबाश। प्रिय प्रिय प्रियर विपरीत कोन
अप्रिय
हेबो अप्रिय
अप्रिय
समस्ते कहबा पई टिके चेष्टा करो। तापरे जीवन
अजीवन
अजीवन नहीं नहीं
निर्जीव
जीवन
मरण
निर्जीव
जीवन मरण हैला जीवन मरण ठीक अछि। तापरे शांति 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 रो
अशांति
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 ठीक अछि। हां अशांति वेरी गुड समस्त कहबा पई चेष्टा करिवो। तापरे मंगल मंगलर विपरीत शब्द कोन हेबो
अमंगल अमंगल
अमंगल वेरी गुड अमंगल। तापरे देश देशर तो
विदेश
अच्छा ठीक अछि। सुख सुखर विपरीत शब्द हाँ वेरी गुड हाँ वेरी गुड शाबाश। पिता
माता
माता समस्त कहू
माता
समस्त कहबा पई चेष्टा करो शाबाश समस्त कहले समस्त जानिबो ना। तापरे नव नव नवर विपरीत
पुरातन
नव पुरातन
पुरातन
अच्छा हाँ नूतन पुरातन नव माने हैला नूतन तेणु नूतन विपरीत हैला पुरातन। कृतघ्न कृतघ्न कृतघ्न
कृतज्ञ
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 वेरी गुड शाबाश। तापरे देखो सब निम्नोक्त शब्द गुडी प्रतिशब्द बा गोटी हां प्रतिशब्द ले जानिछो प्रतिशब्द पढिथिबो गोटी शब्दर अनेक गुडी अर्थ थियो सेटा हैला प्रतिशब्द हैला। रवि रवि रो केते गुडी प्रतिशब्द कुहा तो रवि आमे पढिले ना पद्य रे पढिथिले मु कहिथिले रवि रो अर्थ कोन
सूर्य
वेरी गुड आपण
सूर्य
आदित्य देख केते गुडी अर्थ देख आउरी तुमे खोजिकी देखिबो सूर्य भास्कर तपन दिनमणि आदित्य हैला आउरी अछि तुमे खोजिकी देखिबो अछि। तापरे देखो जननी जननी रो प्रतिशब्द को हां सबा हां आउ हां
माँ
हैला माता माँ गर्भधारिणी ठीक अछि जननी। तापरे देखो पिता पितार प्रतिशब्द को
पापा
ट्रू अच्छा आउ
बापा
खाली पितृ हाँ बापा बापा पितृ आउ 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 देखो
पितामही
जनक जनक पितामही नहीं पितामही नुहे हैला जनक बापा तापरे एते तो लिखि थाओ। तापरे फूल 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 रखो
कुसुम पुष्प
कुसुम
कुसुम पुष्प पुष्करिणी
नहीं
कुसुम पुष्प सुमन कुसुम पुष्प सुमन ठीक अच्छे है आहरी भी तुम खोजिकी लिख आहरी अच्छी तुम निजे निजे खोजिकी लिख तापर धरा धरा धरा
धरिणी धरित्री पृथ्वी
हाँ
पृथ्वी
शाबाश
धरित्री धरा
शाबाश हाँ पृथ्वी वसुधा वसुंधरा धरित्री धरिणी बहुत गुड़ी अच्छी तुम खोजिकी लिख है मन रख तापर गिरी गिरी हाँ आओ
पर्वत पहाड़
हाँ आओ कह
पहाड़ पर्वत और क्या होगा
पर्वत पहाड़ शिखर नग एटा भी पहाड़र बा गिरीर अर्थ है पर्वत पहाड़ शिखर नग तापर नदी 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 कुह
सागर
ना ना नदीर सागर नुहे देख तटिनी नई सरिता तरंगिणी है तटिनी नई सरिता तरंगिणी है सागर नुहे सागर है समुद्र सागर तापर अच्छी सागर सागर कुह
समुद्र
हाँ
समुद्र
आउ ठीक अच्छे देख समुद्र सिंधु पारावार समुद्र सिंधु पारावार है समुद्र सिंधु पारावार तापर आकाश आकाशर कौन कह शीघ्र कह नभ अंबर गगन नभ अंबर गगन ठीक अच्छे आकाशर तापर आसला जलधर जलधर कह कही मु
जल
मेघ जिमुत जलद बारिधर इटा है जलधर मेघ है मेघ जिमुत जलद आउ बारिधर तापर विहंगमर देख पक्षी चढ़ई विहग विहंगम है अच्छा तापर सौदामिनी सौदामिनी अर्थ कौन सौदामिनी बिजुली क्षणप्रभा बिजुली क्षणप्रभा ठीक अच्छे है प्रतिशब्द लिख एवं तुम शिक्षक शिक्षयित्री मान देखब है आउ मन रख विपरीत शब्द है प्रतिशब्द है मन रख गृह कार्य निज मनरु जन्मभूमि संपर्क में कविताटीए कि अनुच्छेदटीए लिखा चेष्टा कर निज मनरु कौन कर जन्मभूमि संपर्क गोटे कविता कि अनुच्छेद टी लिखापी चेष्टा कर तुम निज शिक्षक शिक्षयित्री मान देख ठीक अच्छे धन्यवाद।
यदि ना हम जो क्लास में करते हैं ना तो एक मतलब एक टॉपिक को ना 12-13 पीरियड करते हैं तो यहाँ कैसे पढ़ाते हैं समझो।
हाँ लॉगिन बोल
Good afternoon, dear children. Good afternoon, esteemed teachers. How have you been? I hope you are fine there. You all are doing well there. After a long time, it's great pleasure to meet you again in this platform. I am Mamta. I am Mamta Swar, Headmistress, Government UPS Haldi Bahal. Welcome all of you to this English class. My dear students, as you know, today we will read class 6 English. But you have no idea what is the topic? Okay, before going to the topic, today I have brought a fun activity for you. Would you like to listen me? Yeah, very good. Let's move to the smartboard. Okay, good. It's called tongue twister. This activity is called tongue twister. Through this activity, you can improve your language skill and also pronunciation. Okay, let's get started. First, I will recite it, I will speak it, then after me, you practice with your friends and with your parents, then you can improve your speaking skill and also pronunciation. Listen to me carefully. Okay? We have to speak speedy but accurately. Okay? Upper ruler, lower ruler. Upper ruler, lower ruler. Upper ruler, lower ruler. Upper ruler, lower ruler. Second. Betty butter, but some butter. 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 Okay? Third one. She sells by the seashore. 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 In this way, you also practice. Okay? Fourth one. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Isn't it fun? Yeah, very good. Fifth one. Red lorry, yellow lorry. 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 Can you do it? Yes, you all are brilliant. You can do it. I know you all are intelligent students. My brilliant students. You must practice with your friends. Okay? My dear students, this is all about our tongue twister. Now, I am going to show you a picture. See the picture. What is the picture about? Can you tell me? Yes, you all are brilliant. This is Siddhasan. This is also an action. Tell me, what is the action? This yoga or this asanam is called Siddhasan and also an action. This is upside down. This is upside down. This action is called upside down. Can you do it? Yes, you are doing it at your yoga class. Am I right? Yes. But can you tell me? Can you take rest
in this position? Can you take rest? Can you sleep in this position or in this way? Can you sleep? Of course not. Because we fell down. If we take rest in this position, we must fall down. We can't sleep. We can't take rest. But my dear student, one animal is there. They can take rest upside down in this position. Which animal can take rest in this position? Can you tell me? Yes, absolutely. You all are right. Bats. It's bats. Can take rest upside down. It's an interesting way of taking rest. What an interesting way of relaxing and sleeping. Isn't it? I think you all almost guessed the topic. I think you almost guessed the topic. Yes, you all are right. Today we will read Class 6 English. I like bats. I like bats. See, the bats are hanging upside down. How they are looking so beautiful. Isn't it an interesting way of relaxing and sleeping? Yes, this is beautiful way of taking rest and relaxing. Isn't it? Looking so beautiful. Look how they look. Look. The bats. Have you ever seen bats hanging in a great number in the tree? Have you ever seen bats hanging upside down in the tree? Have you ever seen? Yes, you have already seen. You see how they are looking? How they are looking? They are looking so beautiful, isn't it? Yes. Okay, my dear student, this is all about your bats. They look beautiful when they take rest or they hang themselves upside down the tree. Today we will read about I like bats. Before going to recite the poem, now I am going to tell you some special features of bats. Okay. Number 1. Bats are mammals, not birds. Although they have wings, they can fly, but they are not birds. They are animals. Yes, animals. You know, birds, normally the birds lay eggs. Birds mane kon karanti? Onda diyanti. But the bats, they give birth to their pups. The bats give birth to their pups. So they are not birds. They are animals. And another thing is, they are mammals. They give milk from their breast to their children. So they are called mammals. What is the meaning of mammals? The animals who give milk from their breast to their child are called mammals. ओडिया तार मीनिंग होची स्तन्यपायी. जो पशु बा लिविंग क्रिएचर जो प्राणी माने निज पिला को निज स्तनर क्षीर देकी थांती तांको कुहा जाय स्तन्यपायी प्राणी. So the bats are they give milk from their breast to their child. So the bats are not birds. They are animals and they are mammals. Number 1 features. There are so many features about the bats. This is the uniqueness of the bats. Number 2. Bats are nocturnal animals. Bats are nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals means bats are active at night. They move around at night and take rest during the daytime. There they are very active. They can see clearly at night. Their eyesight, their vision is very clear at night. So they are called nocturnal animals. Second one. Third one. Their wings, naturally their wings modified 4 limbs. Okay. Their wings, they have wings, the bats have wings. So their wings acts as a 4 limbs. Okay. Their wings are modified 4 limbs. ହାତ ଗୋଡ଼ ଭଳିଆ ତାଙ୍କର ୱିଙ୍ଗସଟା କାମ କରେ. And they wrap the wings around themselves in winter. The wings of the bat wrap themselves around themselves in winter. ଶୀତ ଋତୁରେ ତାଙ୍କର ଡେଣାକୁ ସେମାନେ ଘୋଡ଼େଇକି ରଖନ୍ତି. The uniqueness. This is another feature of bats. Fourth one. How long they live? How long they live? They live about 20 years. Bats live about 20 years. Most of them live more than 20 years or less than 20 years. But normally the bats live about 20 years. How much bats are there? How many bats are there? There are thousands of species of bats. There are thousands species of bats. हजार प्रजातिर bats माने बादुड़ी माने अछंती. Their numbers are 1/4 of mammals. जेतिकी mammals अछंती पृथ्वी रे तार 1/4 होचंती bats. Huge numbers of bats are occupied in our world. So, another feature of bats. Sixth one, mostly bats give birth once in a spring year. Bats give birth to their pups once in a spring year. गोटे वर्ष रे नॉर्मली सोना थोड़े छुआ जन्म. Mostly the bats give birth once in a spring year. Seventh, the bats, what do they eat? What the bats eat? What do the bats eat? कौन खाती? The bats, normally what we see at night, we see insects, mosquitoes, flies, or so many insects are there at night. So these bats also eat insects. You know, my dear children, the bats eat 1200 insects in an hour. Yes, the bats eat 1200 insects in an hour. They are very active, agile and very fast animals. Yes, it is difficult task to eat 1200 insects an hour. Gote ghuntari. Yes, it's very difficult, but they are very fast. They are very active, agile. move around very fast and eat, catch. That's very interesting features. Last but not least, special and unique and beautiness of the bats is when they take rest. When bats take rest or sleep, they hang themselves upside down. Yes, when bats take rest or sleep, they hang themselves upside down. Their head low and their legs up. This position, they take rest and they sleep. Very beautiful and unique, special feature of bats. Have you seen bats? Yes, just you have seen? No. This is all about our bats. Okay, my dear children, tell me, previously we have read a poem, Mice. Remember? Yes. The poet has written a poem on mice. Why? Because the poet likes mice. What is that poem? I think mice are rather nice. Their tails are long, their faces small. They have not chins at all. Blah, 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 blah. Yes. Do you think the poet likes mice? Yes, absolutely. The poet likes mice, so that he writes a poem on mice. Now let's see if the poet likes bats. We can see in the poem whether the poet likes bats or not. You know, my dear children, God has created the creatures, all the creatures. God has created all the creatures. Everything has its own beauty. Every small creature, living beings have its own beauty, its own goodness, its own speciality. We can't find it, but our poet, they find the beautiness, uniqueness of every creature, and they compose a poem with their sweet language. When we read the poem, we know about the beautiness, the goodness, the uniqueness of the living creatures. You see, the bats have also its own beauty. That's why the poet likes bats. We should love, admire, appreciate every creature in the world. Then everything will be flourished. When everything will be flourished? When we love everyone, when we admire, when we appreciate everyone, then everything will be flourished. The world, the creatures, this creation will be beautiful. We have to find the beautiness. We have to find the uniqueness of the living beings. It is all about our special feature. Now let's go to the, okay? Now I am going to recite the poem. My dear students, please listen to me carefully and then you will follow me. Practice at your home and ask your teachers and recite again and again. Listen to me carefully. I like bats hanging upside down, like rats, like silk-cotton fruits, swinging in the wind. What a way to relax and rewind. I wish I could do that like a bat. A way to find out after a day's work, to relax and rewind upside down. Hang like bats, I like bats, hanging upside down like rats. Now I am going to repeat the poem. You see. I like bats. You see the bats are there? How they are hanging upside down? You see? The bats are hanging upside down. I like bats hanging upside down like rats. You see the rats? If we ignore their wings, the bats are looking like rats. And also they are looking like silk cotton fruit. You see what we get from silk cotton fruit? We get fiber from the silk cotton fruit. Yes, the bats are looking like silk cotton fruit and also the rats. Here the poet has compared bats with rats and the silk cotton fruit. Okay? What are they compared? What are the bats compared? The bats are compared to silk cotton fruit and also the rats. They are looking alike. I like bats hanging upside down like rats, like silk cotton fruits swinging in wind. You see the silk cotton fruits swinging in the wind. When the silk cotton fruits swinging in the wind, they look like bats, or the bats are looking alike silk cotton fruit when they swinging in the wind. Okay. What's the way to relax and rewind? The poet is saying that relaxing upside down is a good way, is a unique way, is a best way to relax and rewind. What is the meaning of rewind? Rewind means go back to work. Normally, when we get tired, we lay on the bed. Yes, when we get tired, we lie on the bed and take rest. But beds take rest and they relax and rewind in upside down. This is the good way. The poet is saying this is the good way to relax and rewind. Okay. The poet is saying, I wish I could do that like bat. Likes to take rest. He likes to relax. He likes to sleep like bat. Upside down. Can we do it? Can our poet do it? No, we can't do it. But he likes the way, the good way of taking rest or relaxing and sleeping. What a way to relax and rewind. I wish I could do that like that. Second stanza. A way to find after a day's work. After a day's hard work, we need rest. Everyone needs rest. The poet also saying that a way to find after a day's work to relax and rewind. I wish I could rest like bats upside down. Hang like bats in the tree. I like bats. Why do he likes bats? The poet likes bats. Why? Because when they take rest upside down, that is the good way. The poet likes him very much. All about your poem. Okay? What is the summary? The summary is the poet likes to see bats hanging upside down like rats. Here the poet compared bats with rats and the fruit. Poet likes to see bats hanging upside down like rats. Bats hang like silk cotton fruit swinging in the wind. This is the good way to relax and rewind. The meaning of rewind? Rewind means go back to work. Okay? The poet wants to hang like bats to relax and rewind upside down after the day's work. Good. I like bats. Poet compare the bats with the rats and sheep. Why he likes bats? He likes bats because the good way of relaxing sleeping of bats. When they hang themselves upside down. A good way to relax and wind. But our poet likes bats. He finds the beautiness of bats. Okay? I think you must understood the rhyme. The time of comprehension question. Okay, my dear students, you see, just I am reading. Who is I in the poem? First line. I is the poet in the first line of the poem. How do they bats hang? Bats hang upside down. What are bats compared to? Yes, bats are compared to rats and silk cotton fruit. Yes. Have you seen bats hanging upside down on trees in great number? Yes. Just we have seen? No. Yeah. Have you seen silk cotton fruit hanging in great number? Yes. Just we have seen. The silk cotton fruits are hanging in the wind, swinging in the wind. Do they look alike? Yes. They look alike. They look alike the bats. What is the meaning of word rewind? See the dictionary at the end of your lesson. Yes. The meaning of the word rewind is replay or the go back to work. Why does the poet likes to hang like bats upside down? Yes. The poet likes to hang like bats upside down. He likes to relax and rewind like bats upside down after the day's work. So the poet likes to hang like bats upside down. Does the poet like bats? Yes. Likes bats. Which line tells you? The first and the last line tells us. I like bats. Which lines are repeated in this poem? I like bats hanging upside down. I like rats. These lines are repeated in this poem. You find the lines on the book. Okay? Match the rhyming words. See, where the rhyming words, you have to match them. When, they, with, this, bat, rat, down, good, should, wind, fine. This is all about your rhyming words. You must have write in your book, copy. Write in your copy and show your teachers. If you are not understanding anything, you ask your class teacher or English teacher or anyone. Okay? Homework for you. Draw a beautiful picture of bats hanging upside down. One is remember the poem. Think of write a poem. Start with replacing bats with some fruits and make minimum changes in the poem. Change the title also accordingly. All about today is a meeting. So I have to complete the class. Sorry. So I apologize, my dear students. You must write all the question answer in your book and show your teachers. Okay. What is the message? Here our poet wants to give us a message. What is the message? Every living creature has its own beauty. Every living creature. It's a small or big, no matter. Have to find the beautiness of creatures. Feel the beauty of nature and feel the beauty of environment. We should love, admire and appreciate our nature and also our environment. Then we will be happy and everyone will be happy. Okay? Students, keep reading, keep writing English and bye-bye. Take care. Love you all. Okay. Thank you everyone for coming up to the class and listening me. Thank you for your patience, my dear student and also all the respected teachers. Thank you everyone. Bye-bye. Take care.
Hello. Hello. ଆରମ୍ଭ ହବ ଏଟା ଇଏ କ୍ୱିଟ୍ କରିଦେବି।